Hello there and welcome back to the bar. Today, our special of the day on the bar menu is portfolio planning. And the whole sort of area of portfolio planning is an area that nearly all of our customers wrestle with and compete with and try and get right. And it's tough. It's not easy. And there's several reasons for that. So what does the ideal dish look like for portfolio planning? Well, for me, it is essentially portfolio planning. It's the ability to plan, balance, and optimize the portfolio throughout the year. So it's the ability to get a picture and have informed discussions and decision making around the balancing the portfolio so that you release the right benefits at the right time according to the expectations of the business and the priorities of the business, and you optimize the portfolio across the annual cycle. So that's what I think good looks like. The problems that we're trying to solve, well, I think the first problem is establishing a picture of the portfolio roadmap. I remember not that long ago, a few years ago, speaking to a client who had a portfolio roadmap at any given time, but in order to sort of get it visible and visual to all the leadership team, they had it on Excel spreadsheets, and they pretty much had one person full time just plotting that map so that, because it changes. And so it needs to be changed all the time. And so the second problem is how you maintain the portfolio picture. You know, your portfolio, your roadmap on a page, your portfolio on a page. How do you build it and create it such that it's visual and works? And then how do you maintain it? And then the third problem I think we're trying to solve here is getting everyone to keep their project information up to date so that we can see the portfolio level with some credibility and some validity. It sort of makes sense. And that's tricky because many of the projects in most organizations are being delivered by people that aren't trained project managers. So, there's quite a lot of intervention that needs to take place at the portfolio level to roll up that picture and create it across the organization. So what are the ingredients, the key ingredients for this one? So I think the first one for me is the ability to automate the portfolio on a page build. And what I mean by that is if I go in here, we'll have a quick look at here. This is an example of what I mean by portfolio planning. So at its most simple level, what I'm looking to see is for each quarter or in each month of the year, what are the projects that are going through and being delivered. And I want to know how much congestion we've got in Q4, Q3, Q4, because that's when everything tends to congest up to Q3, Q4. Equally, I might want to add my pipeline here and see what does it have, what impact does it have on the portfolio if we look at the pipeline as well. So I think that sort of picture of the portfolio and the portfolio on a page, it needs to be automated, because trying to keep this up to date manually is incredibly difficult. It really is not straightforward. And if we want to go to another level of detail of looking at how, what are the impacts across the portfolio at any given time so that we can plan the portfolio effectively, then, we're also looking at the milestones as well as just the project names. So you've got that next level of detail, and I think that's you've got to find a way of essentially doing that. So the second key ingredient for me is focusing on outcomes required, not tools and templates. So don't get too excited about the tools and templates that will drive that portfolio planning. It's not really about the tools and templates. It's about how are you going to drive the right discussions and the right decision making in order to enable you to balance and optimize your portfolio across a full 12-month period. So, those are the sort of ingredients that are really key for you to, in order to address and get a decent solution in place. Magic ingredient for me is exactly that. It's focusing on outcomes. And not focusing on the tool. Don't allow yourself, just be pragmatic, and don't allow yourself to focus too much time on the tool, because someone's got to populate it. And if you haven't got the capability across the organization to populate the detail and interface with the tool, it ain't going to work. So much more important is trying to think through what are we really trying to achieve via portfolio planning and come up with a pragmatic, simple solution that everyone can work with. Now, we have a magic ingredient to help you achieve best practice portfolio planning. You are very welcome. If you click the link in the LinkedIn post, we will be absolutely delighted to share with you some of our magic ingredients around portfolio planning. And if we've got templates you can use, then so much the better. But delighted to have a conversation about it. All the very best. Thank you for coming to the bar chat today. It's been great to have you in the bar, and I hope you've enjoyed the topic we've been talking about. Now, if there's anything in this topic, if there's anything in this bar chat that's particularly resonated with you, or there's a challenge that you're facing with your portfolio or your program or your stakeholders or whatever it might be, then one of the things that I'm offering is a free private bar function. So you can either come into our very own bar and come and be a part of it, and I promise you there'll be a drink waiting here for you, or I'll come to you, or we'll have a phone call, and we can maybe kick the tires on over a bar chat on a challenge that you're facing internally with your program, portfolio, whatever. If you want to do that, please take me up on the offer. I don't expect anything in return, and I really genuinely don't. You're very welcome to just click the link in the post on LinkedIn. There's a link in there. Connect and register, and we will be in touch to sort a private bar function out. Come and see me in the bar.